Guys, welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. So today, as you can see behind me, I am out in the greenhouse. It is finally nice enough outside that I can spend some time in the greenhouse getting it ready, but I have plans for the greenhouse this year, and I'm not going to get things going in the greenhouse just yet, but I'm going to show you exactly what happened in the greenhouse over winter. So come along with the tour for me and let's see how things look. Okay, so as you can see, I just vented the windows and we are a balmy 82 degrees in here. I'm not sure what the external temperature is, but it's definitely warm enough in here to grow things. So I got to put my flag back out. But so in the winter, I will be honest, I don't do a lot with my greenhouse. I'm not a person who likes to go out in the snow. So I tend to just leave my greenhouse alone in the winter. That may change in the future, but that's just for now. So I've got the compost barrel down there that I didn't turn. I haven't even looked in it yet, so we'll look in that. Eventually, not today, not in this video. I don't want to gross everybody out in case it didn't turn quite well. We've got our bench still holding up nice. We built this a couple of years back when we built the greenhouse. This particular greenhouse is the Harbor Freight greenhouse. And I have, some 2x6s as the base here. And then I've got some 2x6s in there for some raised bed gardening that I do all summer long in here. So I usually stick to my leafy greens and lettuces, things like that in here. And you can see the dill that we grew last year was amazing. So I'll be cutting all that down, getting all that cleaned out. I let it seed itself, so hopefully we'll get some dill seeds popping up. My plan is to completely gut all of this out here, and in fact what I'm going to do is this year my plan, hopefully, fingers crossed, is to move my entire garden back there, so including this greenhouse. So I'll take you guys along for that as I break down this greenhouse and move it. We'll see how that looks, but just wanted to show you some things, some really cool things happening so far in the spring. So these are the apple. That is an apple tree that I started from seed. You can see, look at this wonderful new growth that's coming on this. This is just, so I overwintered these in the greenhouse to keep them from dying out, because the first year plants, potted plants, they can die. Doesn't look like this red pear unfortunately is coming back, but I have watered these twice now, and so we'll see. This particular green pear is coming in nicely. Here's another green Granny Smith apple. So these are ones that we grew from seed. These particular apple trees don't look like they made it. I started them a little later. So we've got our parsley still coming in nicely. Our kale stayed alive through the winter and is continuing to grow here. So we've definitely got some large kale leaves going on here. The arugula, actually, I went to harvest, was very wilty when I went to harvest it. And now you can see it's bolted and going to seed. So it actually came back. And then look at these little guys that hatched out and have been flying around the greenhouse. Beautiful. There's at least 3 or 4 of them in here that have kind of hatched out and are flying around the greenhouse. So but yeah, I've got to get this all cleaned up in here. Like I said, I was planning on just kind of churning the soil and top dressing it, because it is kind of dried out, as you can see. And we get a little bit of weeds in here because this soil was soil that I dug up from my backyard and put in here. Look at it, it's getting right from the flower, the flowers that sprout on arugula. Those flowers eventually end up going to seed, and that's how you can collect arugula seeds. So this is rocket arugula, but very cool. You can see stuff that died out underneath, and then it just came back all on its own, guys. So that's really cool. And hopefully we will get some some of these dill seeds maybe saved, and we'll be able to replant some of them. It's crazy how much the dill went to seed, but I'm really excited about my trees coming back this year. You're supposed to wait till the 3rd year to plant them, and I know everybody says you can't, the apples that you grow from seed instead of grafting taste bad, but it's okay. I'm having fun growing trees, guys. I like growing stuff from seed. It's rewarding, especially when you get it to come back year over year. And so I'm definitely going to plant those this year and see if they make it through the next year winter. So I'm going to be planting those in the backyard, and we'll see how they do. So stick along with me, guys, but that's it for this greenhouse tour. I'm going to do a full-on garden tour today or anything, guys. I just want to show you how, you know, even through the dead of winter, we didn't have a really cold winter, but we did have a couple of negative degree days, and the leafy greens survived in here because the frost basically stayed off of them. This area is not a full sun area even, and they still did really well. So a good greenhouse can definitely grow things over the winter, especially if you want to look into heating and cooling options. Greenhouse gardening is a lot of fun. Me in particular, it's not a thing that I generally do, and I may do more of it in the future, but the reason for it is just because I don't like the cold, and you know, I don't want to run electricity out to the greenhouse to support it, the extra cost. So I was looking for other solutions of heating, like composts and things like that, but maybe we'll work with that more in the future. But there you have it, guys. I hope you guys like this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens. Thanks for watching.